I'm WFS80 Simmons, and this is WebFilmSchool.com, the free film school on the web. And this filmmaking tip number 80, I am in the process of showing you how to make $1 million feature film, but making it for $250,000 to $400,000 cash. And this filmmaking tip number 80 is how to hire your production designer and how to write in your budget check number 15, hiring your production designer. And I'm going to show you how to save $20,000 to $23,000 writing that check. Let's go to the clipboard. Let's get into some information. First off, your production designer is one of your key crew members. Take a look on the screen. Here are the 4 most important key crew people, as you've been seeing. 1, the director. 2, the director of photography. 3, the PM or the production manager. And now, 4, the production designer, also sometimes called the art director. Now, a production designer is the first person to work. What do I mean by that? The production designer has got to have their job done, building the sets, designing the sets, papering the sets, before the cinematographer and before the production manager really start the shoot. So, the production designer is a very important person. What does a PD or a production designer do? They're in charge of the sets. They're in charge of the physical look of the sets, designing the sets, building the sets, dressing the sets. Now, the key thing you want to know is how do you find a DP, or not a DP, a PD, a production designer, and what do you pay them? I want you to look on the screen right now. You're going to see some addresses and websites coming up for first union production designers, and then non-union production designers. And remember, even though we're going to probably be a non-union shoot, you are allowed to hire somebody that's in the union if you want to. It's not your problem. Now, how do you find a DP once again? Here's what you're going to do. The first person you're going to ask is, once you find your cinematographer, director of photography, he or she knows production designers. You'll ask your production manager or your line producer for some recommendations. You'll call your local film commissioner up and you'll get some recommendations, and you'll get the local production directory, and there you'll see the listing. And of course, if you want to go with union production designers, you'll contact the local office of IATSE, International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. Now, the key is what to pay a production designer. Now, first, if you go union, IATSE, which is probably local number 800, you're going to pay minimum $2,876 per week, but that's only for a 40-hour week. Remember, you're working 18 hours a day, 6 days in a row, so that's about 120 hours. So you got overtime, time and a half, and even double time. Now, your production designer for 4 weeks of prep, a 5-week shoot, and 1 week of wrap, if it's a union shoot, will cost you a minimum of $30,000. Don't pay that. Remember, we're independent. We're going to be non-union. So you're going to do a flat rate deal for a 4-week prep, 3-week shoot, and that's 7 weeks you'll hire the person, the production designer, at $1,000 to $1,500 per week. That's going to be $7,000 to $10,000. Go union, it's at least $30,000. Go non-union, it's $7,000 to $10,000. And guess what? You've just saved $20,000 to $23,000 hiring your production designer. Pretty good information. And by the way, stay tuned to the next filmmaking tip, number 81, and I'm going to show you how to hire your production coordinator. Happy filmmaking. Now, here's what you've just learned. You need to build sets. You need to hire a production designer. On your feature film, what you're going to do is not hire a union production designer and be forced to pay upwards of $30,000. We're a 3-week independent shoot, so for 7 weeks, 4 weeks of prep, 3 weeks of the shoot, you're going to hire an independent production designer on a flat rate and pay $7,000 to $10,000, and you're going to save $20,000 to $23,000 on that line item. Hire your production designer. Let's go independent. You've got some good information in only 3 minutes. My real film school is the 1,000-minute 2-day film school. Go to my website, webfilmschool.com, and you'll see information on the 2-day film school. I do it 40 times a year in different cities around the world. And if you don't want to wait or you can't attend for whatever reason, I've taken and made the 2-day film school into a DVD film school format. Here's the 2-day film school in a box set with 16 DVDs, 1 hour each. Budgeting, scheduling, screenwriting, directing, cinematography, lighting, editing, marketing, distributing, financing, deal making. It's all right here. You do not need 2 to 4 years of theory-laden film school at upwards of spending over $200,000. Everything you need is right here to launch your career as either producer, writer, director, and even an actor. So it's up to you now. Want to launch your filmmaking career? The DVD Film School. Happy filmmaking.